Sir, good evening, sir. Welcome.
Good evening.
Sir, Madras High Court issued a fresh order today on the AIADMK leadership tussle. The division bench of High Court set aside an earlier order issued in favor of Mr. O. Pannirselvam, and it re-established the position of former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Edappadi K. Palaniswamy, as a single supreme leader of AIADMK again. This was previously nullified by the single bench. So, what's your view on this verdict, sir?
So it is an expected judgment, because who has got the majority in AIADMK? The court has to think of it. There may be some violation of legal procedures. Simply because there is a violation of legal procedure, High Court cannot override the decision taken by the majority of members in AIADMK. AIADMK has got a setup, democratic setup. They have got a bylaw. They have got a method to conduct the election. They have got the method to conduct the general body. Majority, 80% of the general council members are in favor of EPS, and majority of MLAs, majority of MPs, everybody is in favor of EPS. Then who has to prevent Mr. EPS to become the general secretary of the AIADMK party? So rightly, also High Court had set aside all the other, minor things, minor violations, minor violation of procedures, and it has upheld the decision taken by the General Council. So it's a welcome, because it is an expected judgment, and because I have already discussed in some Tamil interviews that such a judgment will come, because court has got only limited powers. It cannot poke its nose in all the affairs of any political party. They can simply say that, they can simply point out only 2 or 3 aspects. Who has got the majority and who has got the majority support? Because previously in one of the judgment, the judge of the Madras High Court had commented, the OPS has got no majority, and he has been using this court as a tool to stall the proceedings of the EPS. That is what is happening. OPS has got no support. They have got no support of the majority of general council members. So in that case, he has been making an attempt to just to destabilize the efforts taken, the decision taken by the EPS through the general council. So the judgment is correct. But one point has to be noted, because the single judge says that it is wrong. The decision taken by the general council is wrong. Now the bench, 2 judges say that it is right. If the court gives such a contradictory judgment, because there is only one bylaw, how can the court give a contradictory judgment? Now the bench had said that the decision is correct. The decision taken by the general council is correct. But the single judge said that it was wrong. What is the action the High Court is going to take against the single judge for having pronounced a wrong judgment? There is no accountability for judges in the High Court, not only in the High Court. In every court, whatever the judges pronounce, there must be some accountability. Simply, most of the judges are feeling that whatever they feel, most of the judges do not bother about the legal procedures. Most of the judges, because they say that whatever they want, they can deliver the judgment. This trend has to be modified, because otherwise people will lose faith in court proceedings. Because in the lower level of judiciary, most of the judges are getting bribes. It is a very sad state of affair. Even I have given the complaint against 2 or 3 judges. How many complaints can be given against so many judges? Because they will be prejudiced. Because if you give a complaint to one judge, they will be prejudiced. They will form as a group, and they will be targeting the particular individual who had given the complaint against them. This is happening in the High Court. Being an advocate, I am talking all these things. So there should be an accountability for the judge who had given wrong judgment. In this case, the single judge had given a wrong judgment. How can they say that it is invalid when majority of general council members had voted in favor of one person? How can the court come and say that no, it is wrong? The general council decision will not be valid. What is the power they have got? It is a democratic setup. They cannot poke their nose in all the affairs of the political parties. So this is a right judgment. The judgment is right this time. And my request to the judiciary is that please in future take action against the judges who have given the wrong judgment. Then only people will have faith on the judiciary. You are conducting, what is that, for selected person, you are conducting midnight proceedings. But will any judge of the Madras High Court sit and inquire the cases after 6 o'clock? At the stroke of 5 o'clock, our judge will go away from the court. But for the political persons and for the VIPs, they are conducting the proceedings till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. This has also to be avoided, and accountability should be there for the judges. Because in criminal case, in one particular criminal case, one district judge had given hanging to 2 or 3 accused. I asked him, what is this? Supreme Court says that hanging should be given only in rarest of rare cases. But very casually giving the capital punishment hanging to 3 persons. Then the judge said, we will be giving because we will be convicting everybody. Let them go to the High Court and get their acquittal. If you acquit a person, there will be a problem. People will be asking why you have acquitted a person in murder case. But if you convict them, nobody can question me, and they have to go to the appeal and let them get the order, because there is no accountability for these judges. Because in Rajiv Gandhi's murder case, you take example, 26 persons, I think, 26 to 29, they have been given hanging. They have been given capital punishment. But after that, when it has gone to the Supreme Court had reversed it, and they had confirmed the capital punishment hanging only for 6 persons. So Supreme Court says that the remaining 20 persons were innocent. So if those 23 persons were innocent, how can a lower court convict those persons? How can the Tada court convict those persons? What was the punishment given to the Tada court judge for having implicated wrong persons and for having given hanging to 23 innocent persons? That is the main lacuna in the judiciary. So even here, there is a lacuna, and the single judge had elaborately narrated that the general counsel elective decision will not be valid. But the bench had clearly said that it is valid, it is a right judgment, it is a right decision. Court should make introspection of their powers and of their functioning. That is what I say. And even if this goes to the Supreme Court, I am very much sure that Supreme Court will confirm the judgment given by the Madras High Court bench. So hereafter, there is every chance that EPS, the ADMK will be coming under the control of EPS. EPS should guide the party in a proper way, because now among these leaders, only EPS has got some capacity. We cannot compare them with the MGR and Jayalalitha, because they had managed the party very efficiently, because they have got influence. They have got personal influence. But these people are not, these leaders are second-run leaders. They don't have any personal influence. But among these leaders, among the second-run leaders, what my gut feeling is that EPS will be the best to guide the party. I congratulate Mr. EPS, and I just request him to conduct the party in a proper way. And whenever DMK government is making any mistake, let him oppose it. Let him make all the agitations and everything in a democratic way. Don't support, don't be in collusion with Stalin. That is what I want to advise EPS, because in the, already as I said in the Karnanidhi memorial case, he was in collusion with the Stalin. In turn, he had sought an help after losing the chief ministership, after having been elected as the opposition leader. He had approached Stalin for a recommendation, that is to get the government bungalow, which he was occupying when he was the chief minister. Immediately Stalin had granted the same bungalow to EPS. There is a tacit understanding, there is a secret understanding between Stalin and EPS. That should not happen. He is the opposition leader, he is the CM. He should raise his voice whenever Stalin makes any anti-party steps. EPS should make a stiff opposition against Stalin, because if both the opposition leader and chief minister had become had colluded with each other, it is a disaster. It will be a disaster to the state. That is why I request Mr. EPS to act as a stern opposition leader, protecting the interest of people of Tamil Nadu.
So the continuity of this question. So the next obvious move for OPS will be knocking the doors of the Supreme Court, and there is no end for this tale or what, sir, because they have got some formidable bylaw, as you said clearly, AIDMK. Then why are they keep on disturbing the High Court and the Supreme Courts? So what's your say on this?
Yeah, because they have got Supreme Court is the appellate court. If there is any judgment given by the High Court, it is natural that everyone has got the right to approach the Supreme Court. That is their legal right. Naturally, they will be going to the Supreme Court. But Supreme Court will not take this because the decision has been taken by the bench of the High Court. And we should understand everything. There is only one Supreme Court for 130 crores of Indian people, which is very much ridiculous. This is not happening in any other country. Even you go and see in America, for every state there is a Supreme Court. But here in India, for 130 crores, there is only one Supreme Court. Recently, government has taken a move to open a Supreme Court in the, for the South India alone. That should be established at Chennai. That is what the government said. But there is a lobby at Delhi. They will not allow the Supreme Court to go from Delhi. That is what they have been making all the efforts to stall the government effort of bifurcating the Supreme Court. Even you take example of Madras High Court, it was bifurcated into two. Even for 7 crores of people, there are 2 High Courts. For 130 crores of people, there are only one Supreme Court. Supreme Court, they will never inquire the cases properly. They will take only 2 or 3 minutes to study the case and they will just throw it away. This is what is happening in Supreme Court. Then after that, any poor man will not get justice from the Supreme Court. If you want to approach the Supreme Court, you must spend in lakhs of rupees for getting justice. So justice cannot be expected from the Supreme Court. Only in VIP cases, only in prominent cases, they will be inquiring and giving the judgments. Ordinary cases, they will study 1, 2 or 3 minutes and throw away the cases. So even in this case, since it was already inquired in detail by the bench of the Madras High Court, Supreme Court will not take this case. Even if OPS goes for an appeal, Supreme Court will not give any stay, and OPS cannot succeed. The only option for the OPS is to just keep quiet, not going to any party. He can just keep quiet, and in future he will be taken by the ADMK if he accepts for single leadership. That is the best thing which OPS can do.